People should not be afraid of you when you get angry. Let me be clear on that. People should not be scared of you because you can't control your reactions. It's okay to get angry. Nobody told you you're not allowed to get angry. Nobody told you you're not allowed to feel that emotion. But it's all about the way you express that emotion, the way you react. If you're on the grill line, if you're grilling at a restaurant, and you're stressed because you have 30-minute checks, you have all these people yelling at you, oh, we're low on this, oh, I need that, oh, can I get 2 more of this? Just because you feel that way, it doesn't mean you can scare other people. And I know that's not your intent. I know you don't want to scare other people. To you, it's justified. Your anger was building and building and building. This thing happened. This person said this to you the wrong way. This happened. And then this happened. And you're just boiling. And you're on the grill. You got nothing to do. You got nowhere to go. So these slots, they just build and build and build and build. And then you explode. And then you yell at somebody. And then they're scared. And then they feel like they can't approach you. They don't want to be yelled at. They don't want to be on the receiving end of your anger. So guess what? Now you got all these people walking on eggshells around you. Oh, there's Jimmy. Jimmy's gonna get angry if he's on the grill. Oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. People should not walk on eggshells for you because you cannot control the way that you react. And that used to be me. 2 years ago, that used to be me. The realization that helped me a lot was people can't read you. In my mind, some BS would make me angry. And I'd be in the dish room. I'd be doing the dishes. But I'd slam them down a little bit harder. You know, I'll do it a little bit harder on purpose, so it's louder, so people know I'm angry. In my mind, I'm not gonna hit somebody because I'm angry. I'm not gonna yell at somebody unprovoked in this specific situation because I'm angry. I know in my mind my boundaries. I know what I am and am not gonna do. But other people don't know that. Other people walk in this dish room where I'm slamming these dishes at, and they have no idea. To them, at any moment, I could snap on them. I could start yelling at them. But they don't know that. They can't read your mind. Nobody knows what you are or aren't gonna do when you're angry. And that's scary. I don't know where I was before I developed these skills. But now that I have these skills, all of a sudden I'm seeing all these people around me in my workspace, in my life, when they get angry. And it's scary. I understand your job is stressful, but it doesn't mean that you get to yell. Sure, people's emotions, they're justified. I get they have a lot going on. But they struggle with empathy. They don't know what it's like being on the other side of the equation. I know. I promise you, I was on the other end of it. I know it feels so good to yell, to almost display your anger, to slam these plates. I know it feels good. That was me. But it's people shouldn't be afraid of you. Under no circumstance should somebody feel uncomfortable to approach you, feel like they can't do anything, feel like they're the next victim because you can't control the way that you react. And I'm talking like this. I'm not angry. I'm passionate. I'm passionate because I just seeing it around me. The couple times a week that it happens, that people are, it's so detrimental. You don't know about it. I know that they know it feels good. I know when they yell on the grill line in front of everybody because they've had this happen and this happen and this happen and this happen. I know it feels good to them because that was me. But they struggle to understand how it affects other people. People shouldn't be afraid of you because you can't control the way you react. It's okay to get angry. I'm not telling you can't get angry. But it's the way that you react to your anger. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to have these 30-minute checks, to have these people yelling at you, and for you to get upset about it. I'm not telling you can't get upset. That is okay. But what you have to do is, as soon as you get upset, do this with any emotion, but mainly with anger. The second you get upset, the second you recognize an emotion, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether you're happy, you're sad, you're anxious, you're depressed, whether you're scared, you're stressed, the more you do it, it's like a muscle. It'll build, it'll get easier. The more you do it, the quicker and better you'll be able to recognize, oh, I'm angry. Where did this anger come from? Oh, it was from this. Okay, that's fascinating. That's step one. Because if you're not self-aware, the first thing is to be self-aware. If you're not self-aware of what you're doing is wrong, you won't change. For 19 years, I knew my anger was wrong. But I wasn't self-aware enough to really pinpoint it. I would cut off the branches. Oh, okay, I shouldn't do this. Look, let me not do that specific exact thing again. I'd cut off the branch, but then the branch would grow right back. And then I do this thing. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Let me not do that again. Let me not do that again. What's this? The branch is coming back because I wasn't finding my roots. I wasn't going down to the roots. The first thing is to be self-aware. Like a muscle, build it. Constantly monitor the way that you feel. Boom. Now that you recognize that you're angry, step 2 is to calm yourself down. Because it's okay to get angry. It's not okay to scare your coworkers. Under no circumstance should your coworkers be scared of you because you can't control your emotions. Let me rephrase that. It's not controlling your emotions, because you can't control the way you feel. It's controlling the actions from your emotions. Check this out. This is what I would do. Because of my anger, because I would have terribly condescending tone, I would be stupidly passive-aggressive, and I wasn't able to put myself in my girlfriend's shoes to realize how detrimental the things that I would say would be. You know what I would do? I would say whatever felt best. Just like the grill situation. Just because it feels good to yell at everybody when you're stressed on the grill doesn't mean it's right. Just because it felt good for me to have a passive-aggressive tone and condescending tone and be passive-aggressive doesn't mean it's right. And I lost a relationship because of that. So not only am I trying to figure out this anger thing, trying to figure out, oh, okay, let me replay this scenario in my mind. Okay, this is what happened. Why was this wrong? Why was that not the right thing to say? What would be the right thing to say? Why is that better than saying the thing that I said over and over and over and over and over and over again? I would read books. I would listen to podcasts, trying to figure out what are my roots. And I figured it out. But dealing with that anger, this goes on to step 2. I apologize for that tangent. Step 2 is to calm yourself down. It's okay to be angry. It is okay to be angry. It is not okay for your anger to affect others. Let me say that again. It is okay to be angry. You're allowed to be angry. But the way that you react to a situation when you are angry, your behavior, the way that you react should not affect, should not scare, should not scare other people. What I would do is I would, step 1, notice myself getting angry. I would, step 2, find a way to calm myself down. And the method that I would always do, instead of reacting, instead of yelling on that grown line like a toddler, like a little 4-year-old, because little toddlers yell, not grown adults. Grown adults should not yell. I would go to the freezer. I would, step 1, notice I'm angry. Step 2, go to the freezer. Excuse me. And I would crank out push-ups. This does 2 things. Breathing. Deep breathing. I found out pretty recently, if you do 5 to 6 deep, controlled breaths, and the only thing you're thinking about is how many seconds you're breathing in and how many seconds you're breathing out, your brain cannot think of anything else except the fact that you're counting in your breath. After those 5 to 6 counts, deep breaths, you're regulated. Because check this out. Right now you're shallow breathing. This breathing you're doing right now, it's called shallow breathing. And forgive me if I get this wrong, but I think it's about 20%. We're missing 20% of our full capacity when we're shallow breathing. Like we're not getting a certain amount of oxygen to our brain that we need to. So when we deep breathe, we do 5, 6 of those, controlled, count them. Your brain will get the oxygen that it needs. And now that your brain is flooding with oxygen, now you can think rationally. So the thing about push-ups, not 3 things. Not only am I working on myself, not only am I getting my blood flowing, that's a whole other thing, but I would crank them out to or almost to failure. So not only the only thing I'm thinking about after I'm doing these push-ups is getting my breath back, because I just absolutely tsunami flooded my brain with oxygen. I don't even know what I was angry about 2 minutes ago because I cranked out push-ups. Let's review. First, you're on the grow line. You notice yourself getting angry. It's okay to get angry. Where is this anger coming from? What does it feel like? Can I regulate it? Deep breathing. Just count your breaths. 5 to 6. The more the merrier. 5 to 6 controlled deep breaths. If that doesn't work, if you have the time, crank out the push-ups. That's what I would do. And if I apologize if there's not a nicer way for me to frame this, but if you don't have the athletic capability to do push-ups, then find an exercise or something else you can do that does the same thing for you. Because getting your oxygen to be flooded with, getting your brain to be flooded with oxygen, I apologize. Nothing beats that. It's difficult in the moment, because for 19 years, as long as my anger has been a problem, every therapist I've had my whole life, they would always tell me, "Oh, deep breathe. Oh, you just gotta breathe. You just gotta breathe in through the nose, and then you go out through the mouth." And I thought it was baloney. I wouldn't. The very, very few times that I meditated because I had to in therapy, I would notice myself getting calm, but every time I would get upset, I'm like, I'm not doing this baloney. There's no way I'm gonna, oh, hold on, I'm angry. Let me deep breathe right now. But I promise you, it is the number one tool. It is the number one tool. Push-ups are the number one tool. Deep breathing is number 2. They go hand in hand. Step 3. Now that you're aware of what made you upset, and now that you've flooded your brain with oxygen so you're not upset anymore, now you can 3, think rationally. This is the pivoting point between this, because now that you've flooded your brain with oxygen, now that you can think rationally, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, there is no reason for me to yell on the grill line right now. There is no reason for me to react the way I wanted to react 2 minutes ago right now. Because now I can think rationally. Now I can get my same point across. I can say the same thing I wanted to say, but I can say it nicer. But I can say it calmer. Once I discovered this push-up method, I cannot tell you how many times that I've had this exact thought of, I wanted to say something super mean to somebody, super condescending tone. I want to try to think of an example because it was so bad. I would, you're always late. I can't think of an example, but I promise one of these videos I'll get an example to you guys. As the way that my brain would work is, as soon as the slightest thing would trigger me, immediately I would have 3 to 4 different variations of the thing that I can say, each one having a different kind of tone, different kind of words. Maybe I would enunciate this word a little bit harder. Maybe I would say this word instead of this word. And I would pick and choose which variation, which sentence hurt the other person the most. And then I found out about the push-up method. And then all of a sudden, all 4 of those responses out of the window. Out of the window. Because the only response I need, hey Jimmy, earlier you did this, and it made me feel like this, and I didn't really appreciate that. Blah, 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 I want to communicate this to you. Instead of, yeah, Jimmy, you always like to run that mouth. That was a meh example, but of that realm. This does 2 things. Crazy how this works. Crazy how when you think rationally, your life changes. 2 things. First, it doesn't cause more conflict. The reason that this relationship that I always talk about ended is because she wouldn't even do anything on purpose to make me upset. The slightest thing would make me upset. Maybe she said something mean to somebody in traffic. Maybe this, maybe that. Not even with the intent to make me mad. And I would take it with the intent to make me mad. And I would say this passive-aggressive thing about it. And, could have got the same point across if I said it calm. I didn't have those skills. What happens next? The next day, she hasn't healed from this current situation that happened yesterday. And guess what happens? It repeats. Something happens. I say something really passive-aggressive that's unnecessary. Not only is it unnecessary, it causes conflict, but the conflict from yesterday wasn't even resolved yet. This is why it ended. Nobody could have sustained. I'm surprised she didn't leave me earlier. The whole thing was rocky. The whole relationship was rocky, but the last 3 to 2 months, it was just that over and over and over every week. I was making the same mistake because I didn't know where my roots were, because I didn't know how to regulate, because I didn't have the push-up method. Again, I'm speaking with so much passion because I know there's somebody out there Maybe their circumstances are better. Maybe their anger is better. Maybe it's worse than mine. Because the thing for me was, I knew that there was something weird about me, because I've never seen another kid have anger the way that I did. Because I wouldn't hit, I wouldn't steal, I wouldn't do anything too crazy. I would always be so verbally abusive. And I found the solution. I found the YouTube video that read me like a book. I know there's another kid out there. I wish I found a video like this that somebody was yelling at me. And like, bro, get in line. It's nobody else's fault that you're angry. My dad had anger issues. I had anger issues for 19 years. It's not supposed to change. That's what I told myself. I wish somebody was sitting on the other side of the screen yelling at me like, bro, you can change. You can change. Because I would have watched this video and be like, dang, bro just read me like a book. Because I'm talking to the other person on the other side of the screen that needs to hear this. If you're this far into the video, you need to hear this. Because that was me. The first thing, it would create more conflict. Because instead of saying, hey Jimmy, you did this and it made me feel like this. Oh, okay, I won't do that. Oh, okay, we're happy. Instead of communicating like a normal, healthy adult, it would make me upset, and I would be passive-aggressive about it. Hey Jimmy, you're always running your mouth. Now Jimmy's upset. Jimmy's upset because I was passive-aggressive to him. And this conflict that could have ended if I just communicated like a normal person, now it's worse. Now there's two conflicts. Now the original conflict that made me upset and this one. Two birds and one stone. Or I guess it would be the other way around. Two stones, one bird. I missed them both. I believe I said there was two things about that. Creating conflict is the biggest one. Not being able to communicate healthy. Maybe there's one, maybe there's two. But figuring out, if I just calm down, I can say the same thing to this person and it doesn't create the conflict. Do you know what a revelation that was to me? Oh, it takes a little bit of manpower, a little bit of killing my old self, as it wasn't that crazy of an urge, but for lack of a better term, as hard as it was, as bad as it was for me to not say the passive-aggressive thing, if I had a little bit of self-control and did the uncomfortable thing, and instead of being passive-aggressive, I said, hey, you did this, it made me feel like this. And I get that text back. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I appreciate you for communicating that to me. And then it's like, dang. Just saying being aware of my anger, calming myself down, so now I'm in a good headspace to be like, hey, what you said made me feel like this. Just like that. It was crazy. People shouldn't be walking on eggshells. People were walking on eggshells in front of me. But people should not be doing that for you. Because you don't know how to react. I sort of veered out of topic for this video. I started talking about how people shouldn't be scared of you, and then I talked about my situation and mindset with my relationship. So I'll probably keep these both in here. I don't know what this video is going to be. I don't know how long this video is because I can't see my screen, because I dim it down so I only see the green dot on the iPhone. But I believe I hit all the bullet points. I honestly don't know where I went. I sort of think about a topic. I let it marinate for a little bit. I think, is this what I want to talk about? Would it be this instead? No, it's this. Okay. And the longer I talk, the more of that state I get into, more that passionate state. And I know it's ironic that I'm teaching about emotional intelligence, how to regulate your reactions to things, but I'm yelling at the screen. I'm just passionate. If you made it this far into the video, then this video was for you, because I'm passionate about this. Like I said earlier, if I found a video like this when somebody spoke exactly to how I used to react, because it took quite a few YouTube videos for me to find the video that it was called emotional dysregulation. My emotions were dysregulated. Given the circumstance that I would react to, it was unregulated. It was out of proportion. So finding that video was, I probably would have found it eventually, but finding that video is the sole reason why I'm in this car today. Well, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term, it validated me that, oh, this is a thing that happens to kids. This isn't just, I'm a one-off. Why does this happen to me? Why is my anger so unique thing? This is a thing that other people have. And I'm very grateful that I found that video. And I'm very grateful that I get to make this video. I'm sorry. Let me know what you guys think of this video, what you liked, if you've made it this far, I love you. I said that last video, I'm gonna say it this video. I don't make these with the intent to go viral or to get thousands of views. I make it for the one kid out there who needs to hear it. You know, I don't know about this woo-woo, rah-rah stuff, but sometimes I feel like this video, the last video, got like 200 views. I feel like the video is, not everybody, but the video is supposed to be on some people's page and some people's, whatever you'd call it, YouTube recommendations. I'm going off on a tangent. You guys will see me again soon. What will the next video be? I don't know, but you guys will, because it'll be up on YouTube in a few days. I really enjoy making these videos. It just goes back to, I wish somebody was yelling at me like I was about reacting about, oh, this kid just spoke exactly to my situation. But if you made it this far, please let me know what you think about the yelling. If it's ironic, if I shouldn't do it, please let me know. I'll just have to hold back a little bit, but I'm just so passionate. I'm so passionate because I know there's one man out there who I need to help, and I know that this video is for them. But thank you guys, and I love y'all boys. Y'all take care.